What's going on, everybody? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today, The Rise of Skywalker is officially the worst reviewed Star Wars movie of all time, according to Rotten Tomatoes and their tomato meter. Now, we have to acknowledge that it still has a really high 86% audience score, which is still baffling to me as someone that has followed Rotten Tomatoes and the trends on this website. It is absolutely baffling to me that we are almost at 100,000 verified reviews, and it is still at 86%. All audience is down to a 78%, but verified is at an 86, which is astounding to me. That score has not changed, give or take a couple of jumps to 85, then up to 87, then back to 86, but for the most part, it's been 86% for the whole time the damn film has been available for audience scores. Odin from Odin's Movie Blog has been recording the whole thing, and there was a couple of jumps for a quick second or two. But yeah, that is astounding to me. So you can believe that or not. I tend to think that there's something fishy going on, but at the end of the day, it is an 86%, and we just have to accept it at face value if we're going to accept The Last Jedi score at face value and everything else. But the point is even with that 86% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, The Rise of Skywalker is underperforming big time at the box office. So regardless if that 86% is there or not, the numbers are showing that this film is not performing up to standard, and that speaks volumes about what's going on at Lucasfilm. Now, we have a 52% tomato meter score, and this is the Phantom Menace, which was previously the worst reviewed Star Wars movie. Now, I am a prequel defender, and I very much enjoy the Phantom Menace. Phantom Menace, I keep wanting to say Phantom Menace. It's very, very hard to say it now at this point. But the Phantom Menace, I very much enjoy, but I do understand the issues with the film. But when we're looking at The Rise of Skywalker and how this trilogy was managed, there is absolutely no excuse whatsoever. Lucasfilm is a disaster. Lucasfilm is a trash fire, and Kathleen Kennedy has proven the Phantom Menace right. J.J. Abrams has proven us right. Rian Johnson has proven us right that they had no plan whatsoever with this trilogy, and it is a true disaster. Looking at the box office reception, looking at the critical reception, looking at the fan reception, even though, like I said, yes, that 86% is there, and if The Rise of Skywalker was pushing $1.5 billion up to $2 billion, then that 86% is going to have a lot more weight. But the fact is people aren't enjoying this film as much as you would believe based on that number, because why? Because the box office is not performing well. This has been an inherent problem at Lucasfilm for several years. Many people were waking up to this with the Last Jedi. Once the release of The Last Jedi, many people like myself woke up to it. Yes, there were people that realized it well before The Last Jedi. I was not one of those people, but for the last 2 years, we have tried to call out this nonsense, and we have been told by the mainstream media, by Lucasfilm, by the shills out there that we were just racist, toxic man babies, and we didn't know what we were talking about. But the reality of it is we knew exactly what we were talking about, and that these films were not being properly managed. And now even the shill critics themselves are waking up to it. Now, I've heard complaints saying, well, they're just referencing Rotten Tomatoes, and now suddenly they act like it matters. Nobody's acting like Rotten Tomatoes matters. Rotten Tomatoes is a joke. Now, I was once a defender of Rotten Tomatoes years and years ago, but as we've seen the culture war ramp up, and as we've seen more and more critics judge movies based on the identity politics and not so much the structure of the film, it's shown you that Rotten Tomatoes is actually a joke, and the people that make up Rotten Tomatoes, the critics that make up these scores, are a joke. So I'm not saying that we're justified because the tomato meter is low. I am saying that it's hilarious that the same losers, the same psychopaths that gave The Last Jedi positive glowing reviews that put that film up to a 91%, I think it's funny that they are now claiming that this film is bad, and the people that Disney was pandering to, the people that called us racist and sexist and toxic for having an opinion on a movie, are now going after The Rise of Skywalker with the same cast, with the same female lead, with the same diversity in this film, but now they have a negative opinion of this movie, and they claimed we were racist and sexist because we didn't like the previous movie. That is the hilariousness in this. Rotten Tomatoes does not have credibility, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. Rotten Tomatoes is just something to talk about. It's just something to reference. It's just something to get perspective, to see how crazy and out of touch these people that review these movies are. But in reality, it does not matter. It does not hold any weight. So make no mistake, while we are laughing at the Rotten Tomatoes score, while we are referencing it for a laughing situation, for a comedic situation, we are not saying that this is a credible site. It is just funny to watch how this entire situation has played out, and how movie opinions, when they go in the wrong direction of the mainstream narrative, movie opinions can be racist and sexist and toxic, but then the same people that labeled you that are now disliking this movie. So does that mean they are racist and sexist? Again, it's about flipping that logic back on them. It's just like Shaft. Let me pull Shaft up really quick. And again, I've talked about Shaft many times, but it's just really funny that these same critics that will tell you how everybody is racist and sexist and intimidated by, African Americans. Again, right there, you have it. Boom. Those critics, those same critics. Now, this is a film with a predominantly all black cast, with a black director talking, and it's taking a perspective from black culture. And those same critics that said that we were intimidated by non-white dudes, those same critics gave this film a 31%, and the same audience that they said was intimidated by non-white dudes gave it a 94% audience rating. Now, if you've seen this movie, I really enjoyed this movie. Is it a great movie? No, it's not a great movie by standards of The Dark Knight or something like that. No, but it really was an interesting and entertaining film. And it did take a lot of shots at PC culture. And it did teach you how men need to be men. And of course, those soy boy critics can't stand when something like that happens. So again, it's not about referencing Rotten Tomatoes, pretending that they have any credibility. It's more about exposing the hypocrisy and the nonsense of these critics, and that is why we talk about the Rotten Tomatoes score. So, we will get back to it again. The Rise of Skywalker now officially the worst reviewed Star Wars movie of all time by the critics, and that is hilarious. So, if you're interested in more content like this, let me know in the comments below. This is my personal channel. I'm going to be posting more to that personal channel because we've been producing a lot of content over on Geeks and Gamers, and I'm having trouble fitting everything in that I want to say along with the team, so we're trying to space things out over there. So I'm going to produce more content over here. We're going to continue to produce content on Geeks and Gamers. We've got the Gaming with Geeks channel over on Twitch that's going to be firing up very soon. We've got some new things that's going to be happening on the website. We have things going on all over the place with Geeks and Gamers, and this being my personal channel is still part of Geeks and Gamers, but it is my personal channel too. So sometimes I will talk about things that aren't really necessarily related to Geeks and Gamers. It might be politics, it might be me just doing a stupid vlog video, or it might be talking about things that are directly related to the Geeks and Gamers element as well. Ultimately, like the video, subscribe if you're new, drop a comment below. You guys have a great day. Thank you very much for checking out this video. Solo lost money, Raylos are weird, and we will talk to you later.
Hey, this is Jay with Geeks and Gamers with a special announcement. Over the past few years, several of us have been trying to complete a home that will house orphans and displaced children in the country of El Salvador. We were hoping that this home would be finished by the time Christmas rolled around in 2019. Unfortunately, we did not meet our goal to complete this home. Partnering with Jeremy and all of us here at Geeks and Gamers and with you, we are setting up a GoFundMe to raise some funds that hopefully will help us get closer to our goal in completing this home. We will use the money to hire professionals to check out the home and also pay for some educational costs for many of the children. This will help with the burden of those raising money, and more money can be put into this home to be completed. Me and several staff members from Geeks and Gamers will be traveling to El Salvador at the end of May that we can bring a significant amount of money to finish this project. We hope that you would want to partner with us in this as well. So please click on the link, read about it, and do the best that you can. Thank you so much.